Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about why 2022 might be a very, very bad year for digital journalists, especially gaming journos.
Yeah, I think this year is going to be a transformative year.
Transformative. Is that how we're gonna put a positive spin on it? Transformative. Yeah, I think a lot of gaming journos are going to transform into unemployment this year. Look, I'm not delighting in anyone losing their job. I'm just spelling out the facts here. The fact of the matter is that a lot of these websites are not doing very well. In fact, ResetEra, which I totally missed, ResetEra got sold last fall.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, to some Swedish esports gaming company, and Kotaku was up for sale by itself to Activision Blizzard. Sale didn't go through, but it shows me that their corporate overlords are very willing to part with these websites.
Well, that and the fact that these companies are quick to grab up websites and blogs, I think they can use it as their mouthpiece.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. The continued consolidation of digital journalism is absolutely going to lead to layoffs, and I think a lot of gaming journos are going to be the most affected, personally, because they're probably the biggest liability. I mean, look at what's going on with G4 right now. I'm sure if Universal thought they could get rid of some people to save face, they would do it. So we're going to talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 255,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about the business of making stuff. We talk about digital journalism, and we do have some experience in this space. We actually own multiple websites. We do a lot of different things. People are like, you guys don't know anything about business. Actually, no, we own multiple businesses.
And what we don't own, we started, though.
We did start, and we actually we just signed on a brick and mortar business not too long ago, but we don't drag that stuff into the conversation on YouTube because
people don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear what we actually do. But we do have a lot of experience with a lot of different kinds of business. Now, we did start a couple of websites. We're maybe possibly looking at acquiring a few more. But one of them is actually Derezzed, which is in beta right now, but is kind of an extension of Clownfish TV. If you go out to d-res.com, we're going to be ramping up the content out there. Kind of an old school pop culture blog. There is video game news out there, toy news out there, comic book news out there, anime, lots of anime news out there, and we don't drag politics into these discussions very often. No. Only if it's hitting you upside the head and there's no way to avoid it. But you're not going to read a review of Spider-Man No Way Home and then it degenerate into some anti-Trump rant.
Yeah, or anti-Biden rant even.
Right. That's not what we do. Anyway, we've been talking a lot about digital websites not doing so hot, and I'm telling you 2022 is going to be absolutely brutal.
Well, it's funny to me that a lot of these other news outlets are starting to cover this, which we've been telling you for a while now. A
couple of years, yeah. Because look, again, owning multiple websites, we look at the bigger picture, we look at the ad revenue, and I can tell you right now, Google AdSense ad revenue is declining. The sites that are surviving are those that rely on direct support from their audience, subscriptions, which are becoming a big thing, and also direct ad sales.
Or they're bought up by,
Or they get bought up by some corporation, they get used as a mouthpiece. So we'll talk about that, because BuzzFeed stupidly thought they were going to go public.
Shit.
And that they were worth something, and they're not. They're about $3 a share now. BuzzFeed's failure is going to be felt throughout the entire digital media space because they're one of the biggest players. And they failed spectacularly in public, and a lot of other companies are going to take note, and they're going to be like, oh my God.
Oh, if only someone had said this was going to happen.
If only somebody could have known that BuzzFeed wasn't worth jack shit.
I just feel bad for their employees because they weren't letting them sell their stocks at first. That's what I was hearing. So when it was worth something at first, because the initial the initial buzz about BuzzFeed, they weren't allowed to sell them, right? And then now they're not worth much.
And I think that was deliberate. They were not allowed to sell their shares. They tried to fire sale some of their shares after the first couple days of trading when it became obvious that I think they started at around $10 a share. They went up to like $12 or $13 a share, and then just bottomed out. Once the rest of the media got wind of BuzzFeed doing so badly, they ran with the story, but they also were kind of like, oh shit. What about us? If BuzzFeed can't make it, what about us? It's not good. So
your sex toys weren't enough to save you?
Your sex toys and your Amazon affiliate links weren't enough to save you. And tasty.
Not to be confused with sex toys.
You'd probably sell more if you had like flavored sex toys. I'm sure that's a thing.
I'm not looking it up.
No, we're not looking that up. We're a wholesome.
You will probably later, but I'm not looking it up now.
Wholesome family channel. We're not going to look those sorts of things up. Anyway,
not family, but okay.
Lots of news coming out now. With the Activision Blizzard sale. Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard again. Could have seen that coming, that they would probably sell. Wonder
who said that.
Yeah, because that's the only way they could save this shipwreck was to, and one of the things that came out during this, during the discussions is that they were actually going to buy Kotaku and PC Gamer.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, so this was interesting. This was a couple of days ago. We didn't do a video on it right away, but I want to tie it into, I guess, the bigger conversation about the future of digital journalism, because I think the days of these activist journos having this massive platform to shit on customers, I think they're drawing to a close. I think people are starting to wise up. And even if they agree with them, they have to walk it back just to be able to sell advertising or sell subscriptions.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I worry about, though, because while that is true, you also have a lot of these studios and big, venture capitalist groups buying up media, and they're using them like to be a mouthpiece. Comicbook.com is it like owned by like CBS or something?
Yeah, no, CBS fire sold. They got rid of a bunch of their websites last year or the year before, a bunch of their gaming websites when they could.
Right. So it's just like it's a toss up, is it going to be a mouthpiece or, is it going to be some activist platform? Sometimes both. So I'm interested to see where this goes in the next year or two.
Yeah. So, this came out just about a week ago that according to the Wall Street Journal, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick discussed attempting to purchase Kotaku prior to the deal in order to change his company's public image.
He admits it.
Yep. Mr. Kotick has been eager to change the public narrative about the company in recent weeks has suggested Activision Blizzard make some kind of acquisition, including gaming trade publications like Kotaku and PC Gamer.
Why, so they can put articles out saying that they're grand?
Yeah, it's interesting because Kotaku's been very anti-Activision Blizzard.
We'll shut them up, we'll buy them. I mean, wait. What did you think was going to happen? Or we need to change the perception of the company, even though everybody already knows about what happened and you can't really change that now. Quick, go buy one of the main outlets talking about us and have them only put nice things out.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, though, because Kotaku, this shows me that they're probably, they said like Kotaku or PC Gamer, but I think Kotaku was a very likely candidate because Kotaku, remember, is owned by Geo Media. Okay, Geo Media also owns the AV Club. Geo Media has been laying people off like crazy. The AV Club staff, just a lot of them lost their jobs because they weren't going to move to LA.
So Geo Media is trying to sell off stuff too because
Yes. Geo Media told Deadspin to stick to sports, and there's been a lot of friction between staff at Geo Media and the owners. And the thing is that even that sale, the sale to Geo Media, the remnants of Gawker, it was a tough sell. They looked for buyers for like 2 years.
So you're saying you think that Geo Media is trying to unload some of these and they were trying to sell them off too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
What's that tell you?
Yeah, I think they're looking at their core business and they're like, well, we need the Onion because that one makes money. And we need a couple of these other ones. But God, Kotaku is...
An AV Club.
An AV Club are a waste of space at this point. They're not bringing the numbers.
Well, who has the most outspoken, people working on it that, cause conflict a lot?
Yeah. Well, it was Kotaku in 2014 that was like, gamers are dead. And how do you get rid of problematic employees? This is usually how it works. I'm telling you guys, we've talked about this with the union videos, and they're unionized over there too, by the way. And they try to get rid of these union employees. They buy out their contracts. You sell the company. You reorganize the company. And you don't need, and we've already seen it with other brands at Geo Media, like IO9 was its own site, and now it's just part of Gizmodo.
Yep.
They could just have a Gizmodo gaming section. They don't need Kotaku.
They don't.
They really
just,
don't.
keep Gizmodo and get rid of all the other stuff.
Yeah, we'll get rid of the problematic employees. We're gonna sell the company. We're gonna
Gizmodo and the Onion.
Gizmodo and the Onion, yeah.
I think this is funny. Kotaku and 2014 gamers are dead, which apparently they did do an article that said that.
Yes, they did.
Yes. Yeah. And then 2019, Kotaku is dead.
Yeah, this is 2019, and things have gone from bad to worse. Kotaku was worth significantly more money 5 or 6 years ago, but now we're starting to see these websites aren't worth jack shit.
Wasn't Kotaku the one where they had the editor come out and like, oh, we're finally going to talk more about gaming and stuff?
I think they were giving an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that they were going to pivot their content or whatever.
We're going to pivot our content to gaming.
To gaming. We're finally going to talk about gaming and not Trump.
On the site about gaming.
And we called this before. We said, what are these websites? And I'm including comic book websites and stuff in there too. What are they going to do if Trump doesn't win? If Trump's out of office,
Yep.
what are they going to do?
They're still doing it.
They're still doing it. Now they're, trying to whip up other political bullshit, and it's not working. The audience has moved on. The audience has moved on. They moved on to video. They moved on to sites that don't hate them. They've moved on to sites that stick to sports. If they just want to read the sports scores, they don't need your hot takes.
No.
They don't.
People don't want that. They just want to read about the damn game.
And it also, shows that these sites were way overinflated. They were not worth the money that they claimed they were worth. The valuations were, I believe, faked. It's just like WeWork. Like all these websites, they all popped up about the same time. They all got puffed up with venture capital. And now that they have to, live or die on their own merit, they're fucking dying. Mm-hmm. They're dying. See, we're a family channel.
That's right. I was like, when you said family, I was like, not family channel.
We're not a family channel. Anyway, I missed this completely. ResetEra, which is ground zero for a lot of the, the quote unquote wokeness in the gaming industry right now. They got sold. They got sold for $4.5 million.
Well, that's not very much.
That's not very much. Now, it's just a forum, but it's a pretty sizable forum.
For what it is, that seems awfully low.
Yeah, so they got sold to a network of Swedish. So this is the thing. ResetEra, this is what's so funny about this. ResetEra is a socialist haven, and the site owner cashed out.
It's okay. They got sold to Swedish people, though.
Got sold to Swedish people, so there you go. Yeah, they got sold for $4.5 million. Again, an individual could have cut a check for that. That was like Mike was another one of these websites, and they got sold off for $5 million. An individual could have cut a check and said, here's $4.5 million.
Someday we'll get to that point where we can just cut a check and be like, here you go.
That's a house in California. Mm-hmm. Here you go. Can I buy ResetEra? Cool. The deal puts a price tag on the previously unquantifiable value of discussions like, how did Blizzard get away with selling Overwatch for $60? It also underlines the messy dynamics of how the internet is monetized and who gets to profit off of it. So ResetEra sold out. ResetEra was formed in 2017 after gaming forum NeoGAF imploded following accusations of that site's owner and sexual misconduct. So I
think the list of who hasn't been accused of sexual misconduct is probably shorter than the ones that have.
Yeah, I just think it's so funny. So all these mouthpieces are getting sold to corporations, or they're getting broken up. And these journos that have lived, basically taken salaries that were bankrolled by venture capital, the venture capital is running out.
Yeah, why do you think that they're pushing for unionization and stuff like that so hard?
Yeah, they're doing it. They're pushing for unionization because they know they're going to get laid off and they want to have a severance package. Look, if I were in the same situation, I'm like, oh shit, I'm probably going to have a job in 6 months, and I got a mortgage and I got a family, which I both. I would too. I'd be like, hey, could you get me a parachute or something? Because the end's near.
Knowing you do make your own damn parachute, because that's what we've done a couple times. We don't wait for them to give us one. We go make our own.
Yeah. And so what is going to happen? And I saw some chatter on some other videos. I think your boy Zach did a video on it, and I've seen some people talking about it on Twitter. Is like now Twitter is like attacking Substack, but the thing is Substack is kind of where a lot of these journos are going now, so they can get paid directly, and that's probably going to be the future. Like you guys, collecting a fat salary, and I've seen some of the salaries of some of these people.
Yeah, I don't understand that. They get paid more than teachers do.
They get paid more than management at a lot of companies. Like, Do you know how much? I mean, some of these guys are 6-figure
Well,
salaries.
no wonder they want to squat on that deal. You get to pay a lot of money to sit there and scream about Trump all day.
Yeah. So what's going to happen now is they're going to have to go out and either start their own websites, which
That's hard.
You have to learn to code.
That's hard.
That's hard. And that's how a lot of us did it back in the day. We built our own fucking websites, family friendly. There you go. You had to do it.
No, wait. Wait, the websites are family friendly or your language is family friendly?
Yes. Yeah. But, you're going to have to learn to do that, or you're going to have to see how much your skills are actually worth.
Pivot to video.
Yeah, or pivot to video.
You're like, oh my God, all the alt-right dog whistles in one video.
All in one place. Capitalism is coming for you.
Clearly, they lean right.
Capitalism is coming for you. And you're going to have to figure this shit out because I love it. I love this. I love that ResetEra, which was, again, activist forum, socialist forum, dude or dudette, whoever owned ResetEra, cashed out $4.5 million.
At the end of the day, what we're saying is these activism platforms are falling apart.
Yes.
And I don't care, if you're far left or far right, whatever. But the whole idea of activism constantly, it's turning the general audience off. They don't care.
Yep.
They're just full. They're just tired of your shit. They just want to go to a site to read about what the site's supposed to be about and not be told how to think, what to think, et cetera, et cetera. And then because these places would not learn that lesson, they are now getting sold off cheap.
Yep, which is great for smaller website owners because there's lots of opportunity out there because we'll take those eyeballs you didn't want. Absolutely. Capitalism, baby. We're going to wrap it up?
Yep.
All right. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.